Welcome to the homework solutions for the 5.04 series of math homework. That's all grade 12 Y.2 skills from IXL. So the table gives a set of outcomes and their probabilities. Let A be the outcome is greater than 1. So the outcome here, the table does add up to 1. So the outcome greater than 1 is either the sum of these or 1 minus the only other option. So in that case, that's 0.8. Now here, the outcome is greater than 2. There's two options there. They're both 0.3. 0.3 plus 0.3 makes 0.6. Outcome is less than or equal to 2. That's 1 or 2. The sum of 0.4 and 0.5 is 0.9. The outcome is divisible by 5. The only one here that's divisible by 5 is 5 itself. The probability of that outcome is 0.04. The outcome is greater than 6. The only option there is 7. The outcome is a divisor of 3. So that's a number 3 can be divided by. That's 3 or 1. 0.51 and 0.02 add up to 0.53. Now here, the outcome is less than or equal to 2. So that's 1 or 2, which add up to 0.16. The outcome is greater than 1. Now with all of these, we should expect that they add up to 1. Let's see if we can't confirm that. Just copy and paste the data into a spreadsheet. Greater than 1. Yes, it does add up to 1. So we do have our 0.98, which is also 1 minus the 0.02 probability of getting 1 itself. So we have everything but 0.02. Now the outcome is greater than or equal to 7. So again, this works a little bit better when you don't have a calculator. Better for the demonstration. Greater than or equal to 7 are the outcomes for 7, 8, and 9. Highlight them, and the spreadsheet totals them to 0.3. Here, the outcome is divisible by 8. Not a divisor of 8, but divisible by 8. So 8, 16, 24, 32. 8 is the only outcome in the chart that meets that criteria. Now, the only divisor of 1 is 0.019. Divisor of 9, it's 1, 3, and 9. So just to make that a little bit easier to sum, we've got 1, 3, and 9 are the three divisors of 9. They add up to 0.461. Now, a divisor of 5 is either 1 or 5. Remember, got to be careful we don't have an extra 0 there. Now, it's not divisible by 5. If we're divisible by 5, we would not have 1. We would have the outcome 10. Here we just have the outcomes 1 and 5. Now, less than or equal to 1. 1 is the only option. So 0.238. Now we have multiple outcomes to pick from. So the outcome is a divisor of 1. That only happens with outcome 1. The outcome is divisible by 4. That only happens with outcome 4. Now we need the probability of A and B. There are no points which satisfy both criteria, so the probability of having both at once is 0. Now here, the probability of A is the outcome is divisible by 3. That's just the number 3. B is less than or equal to 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. The probability of both is the probability of having something that's on both lists, and the number 3 is the only entry on both lists. Now we need the outcome of a divisor of 5. That's 1 or 5. And the outcome is divisible by 6. That's just 6. Probability of A and B is 0 because there are no outcomes on both lists. Now we need the outcome is greater than 6 for A. That is only 7. B is divisible by 6. 7 is not. This is another 0 because the events are mutually exclusive. Now, the outcome is a divisor of 9. Again, that's 1, 3, or 9. And the outcome is a divisor of 6. That's 1, 2, 3, and 6. Probability of both, well, 1 and 3 are the two numbers on both lists. So we add those up and we get 0.13. Now the outcome is greater than or equal to 9, can only be 9. The outcome is a divisor of 2. That's 1 or 2. We have an and here, not an or, so it must be both. No outcomes will satisfy both, so the outcome is 0, or probability is 0. Here, the outcome is a divisor of 2, is either 1 or 2, and the outcome is divisible by 4. On this table, that's just 4 because we don't have 8, 12, 16, and so forth. So again, nothing satisfies both criteria. Now, we only have a single outcome here. The outcome is less than or equal to 5, but we want to find the probability that it's not less than or equal to 5. It's not A. That's outcome 6, 0.24. So A is the outcome is less than 9. That's 1 through 8. And B is the outcome is a divisor of 4. That's 1, 2, and 4. So when we're finding the probability of both, that's just the probability of getting a 1, a 2, or a 4. Those are the only divisors of 4 that are also less than or equal to 9. They add up to 0.356. So 0.356. Now here, the outcome is less than or equal to 2, and the outcome is less than or equal to 1. But note here, we don't have an and anymore. We have an or. So it could satisfy A or B. It doesn't have to satisfy both. So less than or equal to 2 also includes everything for B. We still need both 1 and 2, 0.06. Now A is less than or equal to 4, and B's outcome is a divisor of 2. So we're just looking at A and B here. So again, just adding up those first two, or 1 and 2. These are less than or equal to 4 and the divisors of 2, so they add up to 0.162. Now, the outcome is prime. That's 2, 3, or 5. B is the outcome less than 3. That's 1 or 2. The probability that something is on both lists, 2 is the only prime number less than 3. So what's the probability of having exactly 2? Now here, the outcome is a divisor of 5, is either 1 or 5. The outcome is divisible by 4. That only has 4. This is an or question. So we have the 1, the 4, and the 5 that we need to take into account. And again, using the spreadsheet's self-total in that bottom right corner, this comes up to 0.226. And what we hope will be our final question, the outcome is a divisor of 1. That's just 1. Outcome is a divisor of 2. That is 1 or 2. And it's the probability of one or the other. So that would be the probability of 1 and the probability of 2 combined, which add up to 0.184. Just in case you're not familiar with this in the spreadsheets, you do have the option to choose between sums, averages, min, max. So if you weren't seeing the sums, if you tried this at home, you might be on one of the other settings. But it's 0.184. This concludes the solutions for the 5.04 series of homework assignments.